What's up you guys, it's Sem here. Today's video is going to cover how to install the Xeno chip. If you guys are interested in the tools used in the video, as always, there's links in the description. I will also provide a link to the Xeno chip. I managed to find it for $4.99. If you are following along, please make note that this is being performed on a DOL-001. If you need help taking apart or putting back together the Gamecube, I do have a video on that topic. With all that out of the way, let's begin. I'll add a diagram in the top left corner to show the 6 solder points. Our first task will be adding solder to each one of the solder pads. It's always a good idea to clean the pads before you solder. I like to use 99% alcohol and Q-tips. It's also a good idea to use plenty of flux while soldering. If you're new to soldering, the majority of the time I use a chisel tip at around 550 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, I accidentally bridged pad 4 with the pad next to it. That's fine, we'll simply use solder wick to remove it. If you're having trouble wicking the solder, try adding flux to help with the heat transfer. Here I accidentally took off too much, so I'll just add it back on. As you can see in the diagram, pad 4 is very close to another pad, so we'll add captain's tape to reduce the chance of bridging. When adding the captain's tape, make sure not to cover pad 3. Even though I do majority of my soldering with a chisel tip, I find the next section is much easier with a fine tip. With the finer soldering tip, I'll raise my temperature up to about 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're ready to align the mod chip and begin soldering. I find pad 1 to be the easiest to solder, so that's the one I'll begin with. For this section, make sure to use plenty of flux. The idea here is to first melt the solder on the pad, and then we'll add more solder to connect it to the chip. Once we have a good connection, we'll remelt the solder and align the chip with the rest of the pads. From here, it's pretty much rinse and repeat with the other 5 pads. So I'll leave you here with some music and double the speed of the video. And that's it. Thanks for watching.